Is it true? Is it true? You 너무 아름다워 두려워 Untrue Untrue You 그때 머물러주래 내게 약속해주래 손대면 나가 무서치가 겁나 And I tried to sing the chorus part or I tried anyway I tried to sing the chorus part. So the song of this chorus part is Butterfly, which is the name of a song by BTS, not the BTS but BTS, and so you know I have spoken about something disorganized anyway. So organizing what I try to speak out. So I tried to sing the chorus part of our song, and the name of that song is Butterfly, and the how should I say, the author was the writer, was the composer, was the singer of that song is BTS, who are so Bangtan Sonyeondan is the official name of BTS, I think. And hello everybody, I'm Richard Go. Back to the podcast version, and so I have sung the chorus part, which means so I have violated, or I not violent, but I have violated, or I have just infringed the copyright or something or the like of BTS people. But actually, so you know I have just violated, or I have just infringed their copyright or something like them. And but actually, so what I'm going to talk about is the serious stuff. And wait a moment, please. So this time, what I'm going to talk about is how to raise the fertility rate, and the conclusion is parents having a lot of free time, which is the ideal situation. So, and it's a particular event that, so you know, each developed country has their own decreasing population or declining population, which means so the population of United States is decreasing, or the population of Germany is decreasing, or the population of that of Finland decreasing, or that of Great Britain decreasing, or apart from France. So you know, apart from France, so many developed countries have their own declining populations, which is a present situation in this world. And I'm creating this episode in the end of April in 2023, and I'm drunk. So then, if you are frequent listeners of my podcast, so I think you have already noticed that I'm drunk. And by the way, so I love booze, so which is why I'm going to drink this. I'm drink booze. So I'm going to drink a can of alcoholic drink. Cheers. I have drunk some amount of alcoholic drink, but actually I don't think I would lose my consciousness with this. Anyway, I'm not thinking of creating an episode lasting for a long time, and this is that. So I should tell you that the gist of the policies about raising fertility rates, and many countries are raising the amount of money which are to be paid for the parents who are going to have children, or who have children. But actually, so you know, money doesn't work, but labors does do work, labors do work, or works do work, or the workers do work, which is what I'd like you to know. So roughly saying or summarizing what I'm going to say in this episode is that so each government has to prepare workers or laborers for children who are going to be born, who have been given birth, who have been given birth to, who have been given birth to. Anyway, this world was including developed countries. So this world has many kids or many children or many babies, and in the case of developed countries, so they have declining, the populations of their countries are declining, which is their situations, and they have fewer kids, or they have fewer children, or they have fewer babies, which is their situations. But actually, so which is fine. So each developed countries it's concerned about, or it's worried about how to raise their fertility rates, and what I'm going to tell you is a method or how to raise fertility rates, and the answer is that so in most cases, or most governments pay a good amount of money for, those governments pay a lot of money for the parents, but actually, that policy doesn't work, which is what I'd like you to know. And what matters is that, so in the case of raising children, so what is important is that, raising children, so, my pronunciation has, my pronunciation doesn't distinguish L and R, because, my mother doesn't distinguish L and R, but actually, so, maybe I'm pronouncing correctly anyway, so but actually, so so anyway, roughly saying, so raising children, or helping children needs workers, not money, which is a gist of the policies of raising fertility rates, and which means, so please imagine agricultural families, or the family of farmers in the ancient time, or before the modernized era. So which means, so so workers had to be abundant in the case of in the case of agricultural families, or in the case of the families who had lived in farms, or who had lived in countryside, and they had raised their own children, and they helped each other, to start with, in this modernized era. So the participants who are supposed to raise the participants who are supposed to raise their children are father and mother, which doesn't work, which is what I'd like you to know. So in the case of, including my perspective, and in the case of raising children, so what matters is that, so people need to participate in raising children, which means, so if your family member has 10 people, they need to participate in raising children. And so the ideal situation, what I'm going to propose is that, is that of parents, which means, so raising children is really a tough work from continuous continuously monitoring children to breastfeeding. The breastfeeding every 2 hours is really a tough business, or tough labor for mother, or for new mother. And in the case of continuous monitoring, you can't go anywhere, based on your own free will, because you have to monitor your own children, which is the mandatory situation for the parents having their own children. But actually, so if you have no idea about what I'm speaking about, so please ask your parents, or please ask your friends having children, and so that I think they are going to tell you the exact situation of they have experienced experience or they are experiencing. In the case of you're asking your friends having children, if you are single and your friends are married, and if you are with children, and if you ask those married friends and having children, and you can get fruitful information about raising children. And anyway, so raising children is a tough work. Raising children is a tough labor or difficult labor. And but actually, so so if you are forced to choose which one you want, for example, one which is you can spend time happily without raising children, and but the other choice is that you have to experience hell when raising children, and many people are going to choose the former one, which is nobody wants to experience hell, or nobody wants to experience tough works or difficult works. They want to spend happy lives without children. So raising children is such kind of thing in this present time. So which means what each government has to do is that they need to supply parents, workers, not only money but also workers, which means so the ideal situation, here comes the ideal situation, which means after the childbirth of the parents, so they do not have to raise their own children. I'm going to tell you again. So what the ideal situation after the birth of their children is that those parents do not have to raise their own children, or those parents do not have to look after those children, which is the ideal situation, or which is the best situation for them, and the government needs to create such situations in which those parents do not have to be concerned about raising their own children, from financial stuff or monetary stuff to time management or something like that. And so that anyway, so what I'm saying is that each government has to pay money for the new parents, or for the parents who are raising or who have their own children, and who have children anyway. And another, but actually, so many people want to play outside or play games, for example. But actually, parents are not allowed to play games. Why? Because they have to raise their own children, which is so maybe some parents can play video games while raising their own kids. But actually, so in most cases, they are not allowed to raise their own kids. But they are not allowed to play games while they are raising their own kids, which is accurate situation of each parent, or each pair of parents. And but actually, so here comes the important roles of each government, which means they need to create some best situations, some best situations in which parents do not have raised their own children, and which means so those parents can play video games and whenever they want. But actually, that is because somebody else or some groups of people else can raise their children, so that the parents do not have to pay time for raising their own children. Well, those parents do not have to pay money for their own children. They do not have to pay money for raising or looking after their own children, which is the ideal situation for parents. So that the situations of parents are not going to be changed whether they have children or whether they do not have children, which is what I'm saying. And in which sense, so each government is trying to pay money for for parents with children, but actually, that type of policy or those types of policies do not work, which is what I'd like you to do this time. So, before actually ending this episode, I'm going to tell you the title and the conclusion of this episode. And to start with, I'm sorry for my being drunk, but actually, so I came up with speaking out about this topic late at night or in the evening today, and I'm not going to tell you the exact date or the exact time of this recording. And anyway, but actually I'm going to tell you the title and the conclusion of this episode. Wait a moment, please. So, and the title is How to Raise the Fertility Rate, and the conclusion is parents having a lot of free time, which is the ideal situation. So please imagine that you're going to have children if you are young, and so what matters is that you don't have to raise your own children, which is the best situation for you actually. So and that is because, but actually but still, so somebody has to raise your own children, and so it's the government it's the government of your country who has to take care of, or who has to look for your babies, or for your children, or for your kids, which is what I'd like you to know. So if your kids, if your children do not sleep, for example, or if they do not eat, their meals, such things happen when raising children. But actually, if such things happen, it's fine to ask somebody else, somebody who are suitable, or who have their own jobs of raising children, about how to let them have meals, or how about it's fine to those, for example, nursery teachers to put them into sleeps, for example. It's fine to ask somebody else who are really good at handling kids or handling children. For example, and one of the examples is that one of the examples of jobs is that the example is nursery teacher, for example, which is what I'd like you to know this time. And I'm going to end this episode, and I have told you the title and the conclusion of this episode. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening. See you.